Hi everybody, welcome back to tnoozLIVE at GBTA, presented by BCD Travel. I'm Martin Cowan, Editorial Director for Tnooz. Next up, I've got Charles from Groupize, who's got quite a difficult to pronounce surname. So Charles, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you've introduced yourself, introduce Groupize to a Tnooz audience who may not know what it is that you do.
Great. So I'm Charles de Gaspe Beaubien. I'm the CEO of Groupize. And we're a SaaS platform for corporations to manage their simple meetings and events.
Okay, simple meetings and events. So not GBTA scale, or what do you mean by simple meetings?
Yeah, so typically the meetings that are done by your executive admins, your training department, not by your professional meeting planners. So 30, 50 people would be the average. We do meetings up to 1,500 we've seen, but they're still simple. People still all go to the same hotel, follow the same agenda. If it starts getting too complex, then you really need a lot of sort of labor professionals. But for these simple meetings, you can automate them. People can do them online as long as you have the right visibility, the right controls. So it's kind of like the concept of a concur for meetings. You can trust your admins to do the things and the tools. If it gets more complex, then they'll need some additional support.
I mean, so how big is the addressable market, I think is the phrase, for simple meetings?
So it's 60 to 80% of the meetings in a corporation. It's 50% of their meeting spend, and it's really rogue. It's done by admins on the phone, booking stuff that people aren't aware of. So it's probably the largest area of unmanaged spend in a corporation.
And is it still sort of relatively fragmented, and is it still quite a lot of it still done offline?
All of it is done offline. Technologies are just starting to emerge like us, and now that the technologies are there, the corporations are ready to focus on it.
Okay, so what is it that you actually do? You sort of just automate the entire process for a meetings for an admin assistant or somebody that's got to arrange a 50, 60 meeting?
Yeah, so we're a simple tool to use, but there's a lot of technology. There's moving parts in organizing a meeting, from shopping, booking it, creating the registration website, attendee management, booking your air, the attendee app. So we do the whole sort of life cycle of a simple meeting in one tool.
Okay, so to what extent are you then dependent on the hotels having the tech in their back end that you can connect to?
Yeah, so we connect to the hotels for the multi-room booking engine that we have, but as soon as it becomes a meeting or a larger group, it's done through our eBids process. Hotels don't have the technology in place where you can book in real time. It's kind of maybe the holy grail. They're starting to invest in these tools. Realistically, in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to start seeing some instant booking of hotels at the major chains, but it's not there, so the industry's not dependent on it yet.
Okay, so that's interesting, because one thing I was interested in asking you was, as the hotels generally become more tech savvy, I mean, is that an opportunity for you in that it's easier to connect to their back end, or is it also a threat? Because, as you said, there might be more direct bookings coming from the hotel chain. So I'm just wondering, in the sort of the medium term, what you see how you see those challenges playing out.
It's an opportunity. Our customers are the corporations that need to get a handle on all their meetings across all chains. So they need a tool that works with everybody. And then, the ability to book in real time only applies to the small meetings. There's only a certain category of meetings that can be booked on time, fully online. There's still a lot of other, the vast majority of them need different interactions to book them. So it's going to come, but it's not the holy grail.
So within that sort of simple meetings thing, I'm just sort of thinking, do you have ways to book the AV equipment, the sales of the catering side of stuff?
So we have ways to request it. And that's how it works. We automate the transaction, via our eBids process, but nobody has the way to book it online, and book it online easily. Even if they can automate it, there's only so much you can automate without making it too complex.
Okay, so I mean, where is your sort of market? I mean, presumably North America, because you're here at GBTA, but I mean, are you globally active, or?
So our content is global. We have 150,000 hotels in this system, but we're focused mostly on North America. Our TMCs, our corporations that we work with, are mostly North American based, and natural evolution will grow more into Europe in the future years.
So at GBTA, what sort of conversations have you been having with the market that you maybe weren't having a year ago?
It's the topic's elevated. We've been evangelizing it for 3 years now, and it seems we can tell just by the BCD involvement in simple meetings and working with us. It's becoming really top of mind. People have been able to ignore this huge area of spend because there was no solutions available. But now it's sort of the last thing that they need to focus on and automate, and it's becoming a priority for many people. I was talking to somebody at BCD that, 4 out of 5 meetings yesterday were about simple meetings. So.
Okay, so you said it's sort of like the whole concept of sort of the simple meetings tech industry has sort of come to the fore over the past couple of months or years maybe. Yeah. So, I mean, what is it that Groupize does that other peers and competitors can't do? I'm just wondering what the USP that you think that you bring.
Yeah, so others focus on small meetings, the ones that maybe could eventually be fully automated, a smaller segment. We focus on 60 to 80% of the meetings, and we have an end-to-end platform. So we probably have 3-4 times the technologies that others have. So, like integrations to Concur, integrations to the GDS. There's a lot of moving parts in the industry that you got to check the boxes if you're going to be a relevant tool. And that's our big differentiator versus our competitors.
Okay, and so to what extent do you develop your own technology? I mean, how much of it is proprietary?
It's all ours. We've been developing all our technology for the last 5 years.
Okay.
And then we have to integrate to the hotel system, the GDS, the duty of care system, the Concur, the BI tools. So it's a big platform.
And is that more sophisticated than just connecting APIs? I mean, is there stuff that you're actually building?
Absolutely. It's probably the equivalent of 5 systems in one that we had to build.
Okay.
There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different tools that you need to use. Although they're simple, it's a challenging
and then you have to presumably have to integrate them all into one simple dashboard.
That's exactly what we do. And if you're going to be working with executive admins, people that's not their full-time job, more occasional planners, you got to have more sort of consumer-like tools, easy to use, no training. So that's part of our challenge. We take a complex process and we got to make it easy. Okay,
so the future of Groupize, where do you see this going? Is this sort of just scaling your existing client base, or are you looking to
really
move
in its infancy. So we work with the vast majority of the TMCs, and they're just starting to introduce this to their clients. Corporations are early adopters. But the future of Groupize, I hope that it becomes synonymous as Concur meetings. If you have Concur or an OBT, you need a sort of an OBT for your meetings, and I think every corporation will have it.
Okay, well that's great. I mean, thanks very much for taking the time. I know you've had a busy couple of days here at GBTA, so thanks for sparing 10 minutes. And
thanks for BCD also.
Yeah, thanks for BCD for supporting with us. Okay, so this is Martin Cowan, Editorial Director for Tnooz. We'll be back shortly. Thanks very much.